Hey, it's Benjie Cole, son of Al Cole from CBS Radio and host of the syndicated talk show, People of Distinction. The talk that gives you an in-depth view of some of the most dynamic, intelligent, and successful people on the planet. Run to our website, alcoleenterprises.com for more info. Email me directly through benji@alcoleenterprises.com if you'd like to get involved with what we have going. And as always, please continue to like and follow our broadcasts. People of Distinction is an internationally syndicated show solely due to the love and support that you all continue to show. We're available across all major podcast distributors. And like I mentioned, people, if you keep following, we're going to continue to put out the content. Now sit back and strap in because we are delighted to showcase this next guest on our network. And on the line with us today, we have the impressive Frank Fini. And we're going to be discussing Frank's amazing book, More Than a Vision, a plan for America's future. People, listen to me when I tell you this is a good one. This one's going to have you thinking. This is going to have you talking to those around you and seeing what fits and how much of this is actually valid. And I'm telling you, a lot of it is. It's Amazon, it's Barnes & Noble, but if you want to gather everything that Frank has in store, check out his personal site, man. That one is startingevenusa.net. There you're going to gather more information on Frank himself, more information on this fantastic book, and a whole host of other resources. Head on over there today. Once again, that's startingevenusa.net. And before we go any further, I want to take this opportunity and quickly point out the fact that Frank was brought to our network by worldwide publicists. So if you're a writer out there who has gone through their process and now you need help moving the masterpiece you just developed, well, look no further than worldwide publicists, people, because this is exactly what they specialize in. Now you're going to want to head on over to worldwidepublicist.com and gather all the ways that their fantastic team is going to help you do just that. And listen, people, it is an absolute pleasure to have Frank here on the line. Trust me when I tell you, his book, More Than a Vision, is just that. It is more than a vision. It is a comprehensive plan that is going to, in his opinion, really set America straight, right? It's going to get us back on the path to success. Now, ultimately, like I mentioned at the top, man, what I find so important and so powerful about this book are the conversations that are going to be able to ensue because of it, are the ways of thinking that are going to happen as a natural reaction. Frank is a visionary, and this book has a lot to offer. Whether you believe in everything that he's talking about or not is really beside the point. Once you start to listen to him talk today, once you pick up your copies and you start to read his book, you're going to understand that this man is onto something. And the conversations that can be had are pretty groundbreaking and very important. So sit back, strap in, have your notebooks ready, because this is going to be one that is going to challenge you and those around you. Frank, first and foremost, welcome to People of Distinction, and thank you very much for being a guest. How are you doing today, sir?
Very good. Thank you.
Well, Frank, it is a pleasure to have you here with us, man. I really do mean that. I feel that your book has a very interesting approach to answering some very important aspects of this country and the future of this country. So we're looking forward to it, man. I really do mean that. Before we dive into your book, start off by telling us a little bit more about yourself and your background.
My name is Frank Fini. I was born in Italy, came to the United States on November 6, 1954, as a young man of 14 and a half. I became a barber, a hairstylist, a hair replacement specialist, and for many years, I worked and talking to all different kinds of people from all over the world. And a few years ago, I decided to fix the world of all its human problems. For me, it started in the early to mid-90s with all that was going on with the computer economy, stock market, CEO, stock options, bonuses, and then the crime, drugs, racial, ethnic, moral, family values. I kept asking myself, how can a country that has such possibilities for the future raise so many young people that throw their lives away on crime, drugs, suicide. They don't want to go to school. They have no regards for their lives and others. I was looking for a game. I was looking for an incentive program where every American-born baby could enter and we could be the cheerleaders to bring them to the finish line. America loves to win. Everybody loves to win. While all these ideas are going through my head, Congress and Senate, and President George W. Bush, before 9/11, he started talking about investing part of Social Security money to improve the chances that when the young people retire, something will be there. But something clicked, my head, my heart, my soul. I said, that's a good idea. It's just being applied at the wrong end of life. What if we take the same thought, but at the beginning of life, attach a few behavior strings and less who shows up to collect? So I started discussing my ideas with my clients as people said, Frank, you have very good ideas. Why don't you put them down on paper? My standard response was, I could write a book. I'm going to do this in 3, 4, 5 pages. Then one night, I'm watching the news, and a story came on where a baby fell in a gorilla's cage, and the gorilla picked up the baby and held it for the gatekeeper. I jumped up and I said, look at this. It takes a gorilla to show us how to be human. And the very night I started to write the plan for America. It turned into a book. And I named the book More Than a Vision, A Plan for America's Future. What's a vision? A vision is a compelling image of an achievable future. My plan, I call the starting even, no beneficiary investment fund. $5,000 per child, limited to 2 children per family, not to be touched until the child reaches the age of 30. The average investor will tell you that $5,000 well watched in 30 years could accumulate to well over $200,000. In order to collect the $200,000+, you have to be alive, 30 years of age, must finish high school, and be free of convictions of murder, drug dealing, rape, treason, terrorism, and other major crimes. Last but not least, to have a record of voting for at least 2 presidential elections. If these requirements are not met, the money that is accumulated is to be reinvested on new babies. Let us reinvent America for the real Americans. Now, how do you turn a 30-year program into immediate results? This program can be opened up to kids that are here now, up to 37 years old. The average people retire by 67. Now, the 30 plus, 37 plus, they can use if they supplemental retirement, and the young people use it for their hopes and dreams. Now, let's jump ahead. Let's say, suppose 30 years have gone by, it's time to collect. I have 3 stipulations. If you borrow money to go to college and you then finish paying it back, we deduct. If you're divorced and your alimony or child support, we deduct. These are major problems in this country. But one stipulation that no less than 5 to 10% of the total amount has to be reinvested on new babies. Now, how do you turn a 30-year program? By people buying into it, and there'll be a nice world. My own program was explained to me by a 12-year-old kid. One of my daughters is a registered nurse. One day she calls me, says, Dad, you gotta do me a favor. Pick up the kids from school. They had an emergency, she couldn't go, so I went. My granddaughter was 14, my grandson was 12, and I had a 12-year-old girl from his class to take home. Never seen her before. After the initial hello, what's your name? I start talking about my book, my plan, and my vision. And this kid kept saying, I like it, I like it. I think I'm going to do an article in the school paper. But this time was time to drop her off. Actually, she was out of the car. I opened the window and I said, Courtney, did you really understand what I was saying? She turns around and she says, sure, it's simple. If you're good, when you're 30 years old, you get a lot of money. If you're not good, you don't get nothing. I said it took me 5-6 years of built a foundation to say the same thing. Now, if I'm ever in a position to advise the young people all over the world, the best problem to get out of is the one you don't get into. And to the seniors of the world, my message is live as long as you can, as well as you can. But before we go, let's buy someone a dream. This way they have the energy to get up in the morning, go to work, pay tax, support a Social Security and Medicare and all other social programs that we might need. Sometimes you have to help somebody else to help yourself.
Frank, I'm telling you, man, you are on to something. People, again, you gotta head on over to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, startingevenusa.net. The book is called More Than a Vision, A Plan for America's Future by Frank Fini. This is one that is remarkably compelling and one that I thoroughly feel you need to add to your shelf and begin the discussions. Frank, as we transition, man, listen, I'm very intrigued by what you're talking about. And I want to go a little bit more in depth with your plan because, listen, I'm hearing what you're saying, but I'm curious to know, how does your plan account for and address the wealth gap that we currently have and, only seems to be getting exacerbated even further? Are there certain stipulations taken into account based upon an individual's financial position that is buffered by their own family's circumstances? How is that taken into consideration?
My view is, think of it as a midlife IRA, or think about it as a lottery ticket. And they become responsible for the winning numbers. Money has become the new god of the universe. Some people say it always was. Billions of people in the world say money is the root of all evil. Frank Fini has found a way to make their money the root of all that is good in this world. And what do you think they're going to do with the money? They're going to buy cars, get a haircut, which I am, a hairstyle, and stuff, travel, go to restaurants. They'll sustain the economies for centuries to come.
Frank, moving forward here, how does your book create more civil engagement? I mean, listen, the financial incentive is great, but I'm curious to know, does it really compel individuals to get involved even further outside of that financial incentive?
Well, my plan, or my dream is to speak at schools, colleges, corporations, and to show how simple it is to make the world a better place. And all we have to say, be good, someday you can be somebody. Not everybody was born to be an astronaut, to be a computer geek. There's people, average people all over the world, the kind of world I really like to see someday, for kids that cannot go to school for whatever reason, to be able to say, I might not be as smart as you, but I can behave as good as you, and I'm still going to collect the money. No more wars. This is it's more than just the money. But no more wars. No, we're spending too much money on criminals, on jails, on wars, on revolutions, and nobody's happy. So why not create an atmosphere where everybody has hope? And is simple enough. And the rich will be rich, the smart will be smart. The world changes every day. It's certainly, when I was young, the world wasn't this way. Kids today, they know a lot more than we did when we were 10, 12, 15 years old. And yet, they commit the most idiotic things in the world. So all I can say, if I get the opportunity, I personally am determined to convince, persuade, or shame the whole world into doing something. And remind everyone, no matter who you are, tall, short, black, white, rich, poor, we're all going to die. So before we go, let's buy someone a dream.
Love that.
And once people hope, and in my book, I say I want, if they ever get the chance to read it, the world has become a giant casino, and only a few people have chips. All I'm suggesting, let's put them in a game to give them the opportunity to earn their chips. And once people have hope, dreams, anticipation, self-esteem, self-respect, self-control, they behave different. This is all about changing human behavior.
Frank, I love what you're saying, man. I can get behind that. Absolutely. Listen, as we close out here, we've discussed so much already, but is there anything else that we haven't yet touched up on, or maybe something that we have that you really want to make sure our listening audience knows before we let you go?
All I can say is you never know where good ideas come from. And there's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. It's not what it costs, it's what it'll save. And it's our chance to lift humanity to a level of respect and dignity.
There you have it. People, go pick up your copies. All right, I got nothing more to say. You know what you got to do. If you're like me, you're hooked. You've been on the edge of your seat.
All I can add with this, my book is only 60 pages long, but it will take you where no human has ever been. And this book belongs in every home, in every school, in every language, in every library, in every country, in every language. And all we have to say, be good. Someday you can be somebody. And once people start thinking properly, no more blame, not because of this, not because of that, not because of the other thing. They solve their own problems.
There you have it. People, listen, this book is the beginning of productive, valuable, and fruitful conversations. Whether you believe in his method or not, it's going to get you talking. It's going to get you thinking. And from just that point alone, man, it is so important. But trust me when I tell you, it's much stronger than just a conversation starter. Remember, you got to head on over to Amazon, Barnes & Noble, startingevenusa.net, and purchase your copies today, because this is one that I truly feel has remarkable value and you can take from it. Frank, this has been a delight, man, an absolutely wonderful discussion. Thank you for creating this book, and most importantly, again, thank you for being with us to discuss it through people of distinction.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure talking to you.